farmer, friend, singer-songwriter, Lyal Strickland.
And that's farmer, friend, and jack of all trades, Chris Horn.
And we're those Tastebud guys. Oh, nope, I hit the wrong button. We didn't do a walk-on.
We didn't do a walk-on.
Why did we not do a walk-on?
Because this is our year-end review. It's a little late. We're into the next year, but we...
Thought he was going to say because we're already drunk.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We might be by the end of the night.
We're going to be. All right, guys, strap in. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us one more time. This is indeed the year-end review. We got a little bit off to a late start already or late end, I guess is the way to go. We meant to have this done last week and be able to release it on the 2nd of January this year. Or not 2nd, sorry, tomorrow, which would be the 4th for us. But, well, things happen, you know.
They do.
It just happens. So, if this is your first time, then what we're going to do is go through all the things that we did this year and do some highs and lows and talk about our favorite things in each category and maybe our least favorite things and some things that happened that we liked or didn't like.
Yeah.
And just kind of recap it all. And it's going to take a while. And this is not one of those 13-minute videos or 9-minute or 5-minute videos that we put up. If you look down the timer, you'll probably see this somewhere around 30 or 35 minutes, I'm sure. So
there's a lot to talk about.
There is lots to talk about. And first and foremost...
Stay with us or skip to a shorter video.
Yeah, jump around something else. We're just going to ramble.
Do you want to hand me that lip service real quick? Whiskey glass is empty.
First and foremost, as of, what today's the 3rd? Yesterday, on the 2nd, we're 3 years old. We celebrated another birthday. And this is our third full
toddling around
year of doing YouTube videos. And I'm blown away that we've done that. Man, I mean, it's been fun. It's went by pretty quick, and it's now starting to actually grow in a meaningful way, which is kind of cool and yet also kind of daunting. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Big thank you to all of you guys who allow us to keep drinking.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we did drink anyways. But.
All right, are we going to jump into the...
Okay, yeah, let's get on. It's going to be no, I got the crappy chair again. It's whoops. Okay, favorite things that happened last year for you?
No, favorite things.
Since January 1 to December 31 in 2021, what is your favorite things that happened over last year?
I enjoy the fact that we've moved our set like 3 times for no reason whatsoever.
We moved it twice this year. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think at the beginning of last year we made a video about moving to this spot, and then since then it moved again.
Yeah. I think Wood Hat was really a high point for me. I love their whiskey, and to be able to get to talk to those guys and partner with them a little bit was fantastic.
Okay, all right. I put on, I think, a lot of stuff from last year as well, but working on the studio and just the thing that we improve every time we come around. And I wish you guys could come down here and enjoy it with us and see some of the things we've done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's little things. We just do stuff as either A, we can afford it, or B, we find it for free, and we just make improvements down here. And I love the way the studio is coming together more and more. It just looks neat. It's becoming a chill place to hang out and fun, and our friends know about it, and everybody shows up. And I think that's my favorite thing. My second favorite thing is we're not doing any more bottle cap review episodes.
Poor Patreon. We started doing these bottle cap ratings at the end of episodes, and yeah, it's just hard to put a number on it, you know?
I didn't like doing it. It felt weird. It felt weird to me. So, all right. That was my favorite things that kind of happened. Shall we get on to some beer?
Yes.
So here's the thing.
I brought a card out and everything, like for the and the winner is situation, and it's my own card. It's a Lyal Strickland
gets out his
card.
name on it. I told Lyal beforehand. I made my list earlier today, and he just finished his a while ago. And guys, we never know what's on each other's lists. This has always surprised us, even though they end up fairly similar sometimes. Mm-hmm. It was kind of hard to choose a beer because somehow or another this year we really did not do very many beers over the last year, and it was I mean, they don't typically do real well on YouTube. It's more because we just have them or somebody give them to us, but we went way away from them. So it was tough. So I suspect we're going to have a few crossovers because just out of the sheer fact that there's not many, and attrition's going to say we have some same stuff. So what is you get 3?
I got 3. Actually, you know what? You say we didn't have very many beers, but so many of them were memorable. I actually have like 5 written.
All right, give me your top 3, and then we'll do a couple honorable mentions.
All right, top 3.
Go starting with your third.
Third, Iron Maiden. The sake beer was
almost made my list.
So much better than I thought it was going to be. It definitely could be an expectations game, but that was number 3.
It actually almost made my worst beer of the year list.
Oh, okay.
My number 3 beer was Busch Apple.
Oh, okay.
That one blew my mind. As mad as I would have never said a Busch product or a Budweiser product is going to make a top of my list, that one did.
That's one of my honorable mentions.
All right, go for number 2. What do you got?
The Distill Wild Sour series. I think we did the Flanders Red on the show, but oh my god, the whole Wild Sour series.
We also did one of them on the Trail Buds episode, and that one was. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a good one. Yeah. That's a very good one.
What'd you have for 2?
Lucy's Pepper Ale.
Out of Weston.
Little Lucy's Pepper Ale.
I almost put that on. It
was so interesting and so good, and it's one of the ones I would really like to go back to, and I thought that was a very good beer.
Good folks up there at, is it Weston Brewing?
Weston Brewing in Weston, Missouri.
Good stuff. Okay.
Top beer. What do you got?
Southern Grist.
I should have went there. That probably should have knocked Busch Apple off. I forgot about that.
Southern Grist was one of those beers that we did a throwaway episode on, and we cracked it on camera, and we were like, holy shit, this is delicious. We should have spent more time with it.
I forgot about that one. That should have knocked Busch Apple off. I actually went with another Missouri beer, weirdly enough, and that was Rat AF out of City Barrel.
Oh.
Which we just did.
That was a good one.
That one was so dang good. I was so tickled to death with that.
So another one of my honorable mentions, specifically is our friends at 4x4, the Smooth Criminal Double IPA. But all of the Springfield breweries, we're all pals with those folks, or at least we think we are.
We like them.
I was going to say, I don't actually know if they know us, but we know them very well. The 4x4 stuff was great, and they were kind enough to send some shirts and signs and stuff down. But also White River had some good stuff. Hold Fast, Great Escape. Great Escape is a great IPA.
Yeah. And, we don't mess with Springfield Brew Co. much, but I'm just going to throw this out there. I went up there again for the first time in a long time. Yeah. It's gotten so...
They have picked up their game.
White River did too, man. Yeah. I hadn't been up there and eaten forever, and their food was good. Their beer was good. They had several... Anyways, Springfield's got a getting a lot better beer scene. You guys should definitely come and try it out. There's a reason to get on our list. I did kind of the same thing you did. I thought about listing every Springfield brewery we work with, but I actually kind of narrowed mine down a little bit. And my honorable mention, because I liked drinking it so much, and there is one specific one. It was a cucumber saison that we had, but Devil's Canyon and our friend Danny is my honorable mention. I enjoy the crap out of his beer.
Yeah.
He's brought so much of it up here. I've drank it. I love it. He's done a great job with them. Some I like, like you do with anything, like better than others. But there's a couple of them that's in there. That's really the pickle one and the cucumber.
Cucumber saison was fantastic.
Yeah, love them. What is the worst thing you've had all year, Lyal?
The worst thing I've had. I looked through. I actually didn't write anything down. I looked through the beer and I didn't find anything that I was other than like Rolling Rock.
That one. I was almost the one I was going to go, and I thought that was too much of a cheap way to go because Rolling Rock's not that bad. And so, if you go to worst, or if you rephrase at least favorite, I kind of cheated. Here's how I ended up doing it. I went through and I said Mountain Time New Belgium because it was the most tasteless beer I've had. Now, it's actually still pretty good for a drink, but it was
admirable, though. It was like It's like I don't know how you could make a beer taste more like water than Bud Light, but they did it. And it is what it is. I don't know. Like I say, even when I say worst beer, there's got to be a huge asterisk by it because it still wasn't actually bad. Mountain Time was like Fiji to Aquafina. Bud Light's Aquafina. Okay. There you go. What beer are you drinking, by the way? I'm drinking Chubby Angel Babies from True Vine Brewing. Is that a Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Texas brew? Yeah, Texas.
Yep.
I don't hate it. It's definitely.
My friend Christine brought that up here. I've got the Logboat Snapper, and it's another Missouri beer. This one's out of Columbia, Missouri. Anyways, all right. What do you want to do? Tequila and mezcal's the next thing I've got on my list.
That's
you want to go there?
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
So, the first year up, we started a bottle or two of tequila, not knowing what we was getting into.
It was mostly Colby pissing and moaning that we didn't do any tequila on the show.
That's true. That's fair.
And then he brought down Don Julio 1942.
An Avion 44, and what was the other real pretty bottle?
Clase Azul.
Yep. So,
yeah.
We have since then, in year 2, really nose off in tequila. It's picked up a lot, and it's caused us to get a large percent of our subscribers this year came from tequila episodes, and a lot of our comments are coming from tequila episodes, and a lot of people that's very, very passionate about what they drink come from our tequila episodes, and almost to the letter, every person that makes fun of how we talk and pronounce stuff is from the tequila episodes.
Yes, no, that's true. Yeah, no one like, just picks on us for the whiskey episodes.
No, it's really hard to mispronounce Jack Daniels. But, all right, so tequila and mezcal kind of went the same category for me. I know there's other things we had from down there, but I kind of kept it tequila and mezcal.
Okay.
So.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 is actually the Espolòn Añejo.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really, really loved that one.
Okay.
I would have put the Reposado, but that actually came in the year before.
Yeah.
But I like the Reposado better than the Añejo, but I still really like it.
Okay. That'll be interesting in a second. My number 3 was Mucha Liga, the little wrestler dude. It was like again, it may have been an expectations game. Like the bottle looks so ridiculous, like it would be, like a roadside stand or something like that. But the tequila was fantastic.
I hated that bottle, yet it's on my bookshelf in my office.
Yeah, he hated it.
Hated it. Uh-huh. My number 2 is actually a series. I can pick one of them if you really want, but I'm going with the Pluma Negra Mezcal. And the reason that one went in there, honestly, it probably could have and maybe even should have been the number 1 pick for us, for me. But they were such tiny bottles, and we only got to experience that a little bit. And again, we do have 4 more tiny bottles back here. Mm-hmm. But, man, they really hit the mark with me. I really, really want to try them again. I'm looking forward to them more than anything. But I wish we had more time with them to get to know them better, because I think I might actually improve that score, at least with, what was the last one we tried? I can't remember. Anyways.
Yeah.
That's my number 2.
It was my number 2 as well. The Pluma Negra stuff was just mind-blowing.
No specific one. You just did the whole.
Just the whole damn series.
That's what I did.
I will say just the white. I think it was a white label Espadon. I know I'm saying that wrong, but
are you?
But the one but even that was like a fantastic one for cocktails. Just a beautiful, beautiful series. I, like you, we're gonna have to get back into it and find some bigger bottles.
Yeah, we've got to get a bigger bottle. I think even if we just get the top couple of them, I know they got better kind of as we went on. That second one back was really good or something.
Yeah.
I got to sort this out here really quick. We have a monitor underneath our camera now, but for some reason Lyle's running our old episodes under it, and I keep thinking of it as a monitor, and we're moving all over that place in the episode, and it's really throwing me. I'm like, what am I doing? Where? Anyways. All right, my number 1, I suspect we're going to match up on this one, is Ocho Repo.
Yes, I actually put Ocho Repo and Añejo, because I was just including the Ocho brand.
Brand, I went to.
But I will say that the Repo, well, I did have the original, or just the classic Repo that you can just pick off the shelf. The one we had, unbeknownst to us, turned out to be a fairly special bottle.
It wasn't an estate.
It was aged in some special cognac casks, but it was so damn delicious and got better as the bottle went down. And apparently,
speaking of
apparently, Ocho is
taller I am.
One of the tequilas that we don't get yelled at for having additives, right? It's a true tequila.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, I thought you said it did. I was like, no, I don't.
Yeah. So hey, our tastes have gotten good. Apparently, you're welcome, tequila snobs.
It's practice. Tequila bastards.
Yeah.
They're probably not even actually from Mexico. Them guys are probably all from like Texas.
Oh, I'm sure they're all from Texas. Yeah.
Texas. Yet they don't say Tejas. Can't even say they're there. Anyway, okay.
Worst.
Honorable
mention. Yeah.
Do you have one?
Not for tequila, no.
I got to throw out the Cincoro Reposado. We cracked that thing and killed the bottle in the same night, and all of us raved about it.
Yes.
And it was, having went back to it once, it was still pretty good. Now, I may not be quite as good as we originally rated out, but it's up there. It's a really
definitely
decent drinker, especially if you're not into the traditional stuff and you don't mind the sweetened tequilas. It really nailed some marks. Again, it's not on the same par as Ocho. It's just a different thing.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And also, I'm sure you'd agree with me that the Blanco and the Añejo are total dog shit.
Well, let's talk about our worst tequilas of the year.
Okay.
So mine was Cincoro Añejo. That was the biggest disappointment of any tequila that I've had all year long. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible tequila.
I don't know if I hated that one more or the Blanco.
You can say the Blanco just because I said the Añejo.
Okay, the Blanco.
Yeah.
No, I actually had a different one for the worst tequila.
Go ahead.
Espolon. Now, this comes with a big caveat because I know Espolon is a good tequila. I think I had it built up in my mind better than it was. Specifically the Repo. I think it was a little harsh for me.
So, did you consider putting Antilla in the your top tequilas at all?
I didn't.
I did for just a minute, only because of how much we loved it when we tried it the very first time.
Yeah. I still think
it's good.
You could save yourself.
It quite went up there to the top levels of tequila for me.
The Cincoro Añejo is about what, $1.40 a bottle?
Something like that. Well, no, it's not quite that high.
$1.20?
Yeah,
it's over $100.
Yeah, it's just over $100.
So you could save yourself like $70 to $90 by just buying a bottle of Antilla.
Yeah, I believe they're made by the same company.
Same company, and then the flavor profiles are so similar.
Very similar.
Antilla might be a little more heavy-handed on the caramel flavor, but yeah. The other one I had was Cabo Blanco.
I almost put that on there. That's terrible.
I mean, it's fine. I guess it's cocktails or margaritas. It'd be great.
That's where we land on the episode too.
Okay, moving on.
All right. So what most people probably, I should get a drink. 1 second.
Did you just cough on me?
I don't think so. Play that back slow motion. You'll see. Pretty sure I went.
No.
Anyways.
Directed cough.
What most people want to tune in for is what whiskey did we choose?
Whiskey.
So, honestly, this was a tough one. I changed my number 3 several times. But I think I ultimately ended up with a really nice list.
Okay. Hit me with it.
Number 3.
Yes.
Actually, it's your turn to start.
It is my turn to start. Number 3. Old Forester 1920.
I knew that would be on your list.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's
pretty
delicious.
Good. Too hot for me.
No.
Because
hot just means you have 2 choices. You can water back it and you have a second drink. A whole different whiskey.
I just realized one I missed that should have been on my list. That is one of my favorites up here, but I'll throw it in as an honorable mention.
Okay.
My number 3 is the Boonenhaben Skirredur. I loved that stuff.
It was fantastic.
So good.
And fairly, easy on the price point, right?
Yeah, no, it was like $50, $55, something like that. It really wasn't that bad.
Okay, my number 2, because they had to be in here somewhere because they were so kind and also their whiskey's so damn good, is Woodhat.
All of them?
Rubenesque would probably be my favorite, or the Bloody Dapper. But the first one I give to everybody is that Blue Corn because it's so smooth. They just do. I was talking to some folks last week about it, and so many distilleries have like a flavor profile that's what they do. And that's not Wood Hat. Wood Hat.
No.
Every single bottle is completely different. Not every single bottle, but every type of whiskey that they have.
It's very intentional.
Yeah.
What they're shooting for is ridiculously intentional.
Blue Corn is super sweet. Bloody Dapper, super spicy. Like Rubenesque is nice and big oak flavors.
Bold and full, yeah.
All this different stuff, and you don't find that. And I think that's cool that you could go have a whole shelf of Wood Hat whiskeys and
be as completely different as 4 different brands.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I 100% agree. Whereas Balcones, who I love, as I've said over and over again, I am reasonably confident that if you set 4 or 5 glasses here in front of me and took a Balcones I'd never had, or even if I had it, I bet you I could pick out which one they made without ever knowing it. It's just so unique. So
probably true.
Is what is. My number 2 was the Nika Single Malt Yoichi.
Yeah.
That was. There's about this much left in that bottle at my house, and I've been not drinking it because Morgan actually bought that bottle, and I'm like, you can have the last drink, but I'm always like, hey, you need to drink that last drink.
It's getting bad.
I almost brought the bottle with me just to finish it right here. I am going to get another bottle of that. And now, everybody told me it's too hard to find, and I was finding bottles everywhere. Now suddenly I can't find a bottle of it. So yeah. I've probably messed my bed with it.
Yeah.
So I got a Scotch and a Japanese Scotch now.
So it apparently is hard to find. But that's my number 1.
Oh.
Yoichi's my number 1.
No kidding.
It was the first Japanese whiskey that I've had that I feel like doesn't just meet like the standards of good scotches, right? But actually surpasses and has its own thing going on. Just fantastic scotch.
Well, my number 1 is the Wood Hat Rubenesque. Bring it over here.
Oh,
I gotta have another.
Oh wait, that's the.
Yeah, no. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of all the things, as far as whiskey wise, that impressed me again, I went with another Missouri one. As I've said, each their own. I'm not saying this is the absolute pinnacle of everything I've ever had, but man, I think these guys got something unique. The Rubenesque is the one that I think is really, really top notch.
Yeah.
It's my favorite, and I legit love their stuff. And to me, if we're talking about something that we talk about nonstop, if we're trying to rank stuff on the things that we drink all the time, that we go to, that we're like absolutely can't do without, that we found this year, that bottle makes my list, and that's why it's my number 1 for the whole year.
I completely agree with all of that. It's a fantastic whiskey.
Honorable mention, what do you got? I know you said you had 5, so.
My honorable mention is Sam Burton.
Which one?
The bourbon or the rye. Take your pick. They're so easy drinking, and they're almost the complete opposite from Wood Hat in that they're so nondescript in their flavor profile that whatever mood you're in, they're there for you.
Yeah, and
it's
they're
just a beautiful little
also
thing.
Out of Missouri.
They are.
Man, I didn't realize we was going to do that with Missouri this year. That's
funny.
We
did have some. That chair does really sink.
It really goes down quite a bit. First of all, I want to point out the one that I forgot to put on my list. This should have been on this. This should have been higher.
Oh, the Wee Beastie.
I better Wee Beastie. I thought this was a killer whiskey.
Yeah.
But I missed it. I'm going to ignore it for now. So I actually have 2 honorable mentions as well, and one of them is Samuel Burton Rye.
Okay.
So what's your other one?
Actually, that was my only honorable mention.
Oh, well, I thought you said you had 5 whiskeys. So what's your number 4 then?
No. I had like a bunch of beers.
Oh. Well, my other honorable mention was Rowan's Creek, which is one I would never ever have tried or gotten to or even thought anything about.
That's a Willet, right?
Yeah. Had the guy out in North Carolina said, hey, you need to try this, and then sent it to us. And it's absolutely been top-notch for us. I love drinking that one, and I have found it local so we can keep it around. And I'm tickled to death with it. Yeah, I was very shocked.
I particularly did not like the Willet pot still.
Me too.
So I was surprised that I liked Rowan's Creek. It's fantastic. What's the worst shit you've had? What's the worst
I am curious if this one
had?
matches up with you or not, but I think as I was scrolling through lists of whiskey, there's other things that popped into my mind that legit is worse, but I expected them to be worse. Plus, there are things that, you mentioned Jim Beam Orange.
Yes.
And you was like, hey, Jim Beam Orange. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's worse than what I'm listing, but it's also not a whiskey. It's liqueur.
Yes.
So if we're talking about whiskey and we're talking about truly something that we have turned our noses at every chance we get.
Can I do Wheel of Fortune?
Sure.
M.
Ding.
S.
Ding ding.
T.
Ding.
I'd like to buy an A.
Ding.
Masterson.
Holy
like
crap, you're not
puzzle.
wrong. Talk about whiskey that was so disappointed and very expensive. Tyler brought that one down here for us, and I don't like it. I just freaking don't like
Here's
it.
the thing, people always ask.
It's a beautiful bottle.
It is a gorgeous bottle. If we're just completely bullshitting, but no, I hated to tell Tyler that beautiful bottle that he bought had just some absolute trash in it. It was not.
Thankfully, he also agreed.
Yes.
It's a beautiful bottle. I mean, that cannot be beat. And
it's an $80 bottle that stayed around way too long because no one wants to finish it.
It's not good. It's really genuinely not good. I guess we should try it again.
It's fine for
maybe
free.
It's aired out. It might actually have come into its own, but I can tell you when we started that, it was pretty damn terrible. So yeah, I'm not particularly shocked you chose the same one, or did you choose the same one?
I did.
You did, okay.
This is the Masterson's 10, by the way. I don't know if they make any other age statement whiskeys. My other worst one was
longer.
Jim Beam Orange was on there. But
yeah,
the other one,
it's pretty terrible. I mean, it's worse than that, but it's...
The other one I was really disappointed in was Kirkland Bottled and Bond. And I don't know why I'm disappointed in a Costco brand Bottled and Bond whiskey, except that when we found out that it came from 1792, I was expecting quite a bit more.
Which is a good whiskey.
Good whiskey.
Good whiskey.
I had their full proof the other night, and it was...
Good whiskey?
It was good whiskey. It was damn hot, but it was good.
You told me about that.
Yeah. I had to water back it. It's no good.
All right, let's jump into another category, which basically includes...
gins and rums.
Everything else that you want to do. And I've kind of got this category all over the place because I also right under that have a special mentions category. Mm-hmm. So if we want to do other... I may just fold all this in. So
I've got two things. One, the Ozark Mountain Daredevils gin.
Okay, so I had that on my special mentions because we don't have a category for gin, and I want people to know this is hands down the best gin I've had all year.
I think so.
So, yeah. And I expect it to be hands down the best gin I have all next year.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition coming out in the gin market all of a sudden.
Sold Missouri.
But I do think that the Ozark Mountain Daredevils gin has some really wonderful qualities to it. My other category is the Baku rum that we got from the same people that make Koa Tequila and also make Lismore Scotch, that parent company. That Baku rum is the Baku 12. I think, well, first of all, it's the first rum that I could pour into a glass and sip and not wish it was whiskey. It was fantastic and kind of hit that sweet spot between tequila and bourbon. It was right there, and the stuff is like $30 a bottle. It's not expensive, and I think it's hands down better than Plantation or I'm trying to think of some other big rum brands that can get pretty damn pricey. Okay, so I went a little different direction with the other category. You're doing what I would have thought was for special mention, so I'm gonna flop my category. Okay, of course it will, and I went with Daredevil Gin. Yeah. As well, but also the one that really opened my eyes that didn't really fit, and it's the only one we did all year, was that cognac. The Camus. Camus. Yeah.
I'm still hitting that once in a while. It's almost gone, but man, I thought that was just such a neat drink, and I never got into cognac before, and that one's really got me to going, all right, there's something behind this. I should probably take a deeper look at it.
Yeah, it's fantastic, especially when you're in the mood for that one little glass that's going to really take some time to go through.
So, under kind of special other mention, whatever, did you do anything with like canned cocktail or anything like that?
I didn't write it down, but I can tell you right off the top of my head.
Okay, I've got two.
Dash Fire cocktails. I love Dash Fire cocktails, but I will say that I had the martini and I had the rum drink. I'm trying to remember what their rum drink's called. Anyways, the gin or vodka. I think it's a vodka martini, and the rum, no good. But the old fashioned and the Manhattan are just damn delicious.
Okay.
And I love them because they're in these teeny tiny little cans. It's legitimately crack it open, pour it in a martini glass. That's your fucking cocktail.
So I'm put under the special mentions Dash Fire cocktails, not because it was my favorite thing, but I thought the quality of what you got for pouring out of a can was exceptional. Yeah. And I highly recommend them, even if it's not necessarily my thing. I think they did a really good job with those. And so I 100% agree. Dash Fire cocktail.
So many times you get an old-fashioned canned cocktail, or I've never seen a canned Manhattan before, but you've seen canned old-fashions and stuff. And they're like watered down with seltzer, right? Or they're like they come in a 12-ounce can. Like no one's drinking a 12-ounce Manhattan. If you are, you're going to be flat on the floor after the first one, you know? So it was cool to see that. I know I stepped all over. What were you going to say?
I was just going to follow up with my canned choice of the year went to Bloody Dapper.
Oh, yes.
I legit was floored after having drunk it.
It's a Bloody Mary mix.
Yeah, and it's...
Or not a mix.
It's a Bloody Mary can. Yeah. I legit just right out of the can. I thought it was great. And that was the one that I was prepared to doctor it up with everything I had in the refrigerator, and I poured it out of the can, and I was blown
You're really,
away.
really particular about your Bloody Marys, and
for
good reason. Because
don't like them for the most part.
They're damn good when you make them, though. And Bloody Buddy was the only...
Bloody Dapper's whiskey, which I also love.
Bloody Buddy's the only margarita, or not, oh my God. I'm just... How many other shit can I throw out here?
I don't know.
Let's talk about...
I don't know. You've missed Sotol, and we've missed...
Moonshine. Yeah. Shit. Bloody Buddy is the only thing that I've had out of a bottle or a can that comes close to like a good, solid, homemade Bloody Mary.
It does. It really does. That was fantastic. And I know Cutwater, we really liked that was the year before.
Spicy.
We really liked their spicy Bloody Mary.
Knocks it out of the park.
But yeah, man, I gotta say, it hammers at home. It's great. So,
All
okay. Right. Most interesting things is the next category I got up there. And I've got two things on the list. The most interesting things I discovered this year. Actually, I guess I could add a third now, but I don't think the episode's come out.
I bet I know what one you're thinking of.
Probably. Jared, bring it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's coming out next year.
It's really exciting.
Definitely be on our list.
I've been talking about it for weeks.
I had it again. I went to Jared's and had it again the other day.
Bastard.
I know. Okay, but what Jared brought us to the beginning of 2021 was Sotol.
Yes.
And man, you want to talk about open my eyes and stuff I just didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. And we've had 5 or 6. We probably could have, I guess, made its own category at this point. I didn't think about having done that much, but we've done, 5 or 6 Sotols this year.
3 of those have been from Desert Door.
I was going to say, and I guess if I'm going to throw one out, I'm going to throw the Desert Door Barrel Aged as my favorite, and you're going to say Desert Day Backburn is your favorite.
Yep.
But it really is. It's just phenomenal. It's just awesome. So Sotol is probably the most interesting thing I've done this year.
Yeah. I think Sotol is one of those things that like you really want to shut your snobbish friends up about like how much they know. Just bring out a bottle of Sotol. Almost guarantee they have not had it. And it's fantastic.
Most liquor stores I walk into and ask for it, and they go, I don't know what it is. And you start describing it, and they take you to tequila and go, oh, you mean tequila? I'm like, no.
It's not tequila.
No, I'm trying to teach you something. Listen to me.
Get it while it's cheap, folks. Get it while it's cheap.
The other, that's going to happen. That's going to blow
It takes
up.
30 years for one plant to mature, and one bottle comes from one plant.
Once that starts catching on, there's no way the price doesn't go up because it takes too long to produce.
Yep.
So, the second thing that blew my mind that I thought was ridiculously interesting was the effects that Phantom 5 cookie mix, old-fashioned cookie mix has on Mountain Dew. What? You can do that? You absolutely can do that and should do that. It's the weirdest thing, but holy crap, is it good. That should never, ever happen. That should have been the most disgusting thing I tried all year. Oatmeal raisin cookie and Mountain Dew. It's stupid.
I mean, if I'm thinking about it, like the Little Debbie oatmeal raisin cookies, like when you're eating those, that's also a period in life where you're probably chugging down a lot of Mountain Dew. You know?
Phantom 5, incidentally, also Missouri distillery.
It is. And here's what I found interesting about
Phantom 5. I had no idea.
Is that I didn't... Phantom 5 was not my thing, but I definitely found some uses for it, like the butterbeer situation or some other cocktails.
Buddy, was it a Missouri one?
No, Texas.
Okay. Man, I started to feel like I just picked a bunch of Missouri stuff and put on a list.
But what I found interesting about Phantom 5 is that I have yet to run across a single person who doesn't like it. No. But they all like it for different reasons.
Yeah, 100%.
It's insane.
We took it again at the Christmas party this year, and this year I have 2 bottles left. It's the 2 bottles that I didn't take.
Yeah.
All 3 that we took back to the party, gone. And there was people drinking it straight.
Yeah.
What? Straight, man. I know. I couldn't do that. All right. Wrap this up. What was your favorite episode of the year? Or episodes? I got 2, so. And when one of them's a bit of a cheat, it's more of a multi-episode series.
Well, I think I bet you're thinking of what I'm thinking of, which I actually got a real fucking kick out of sitting across from where we're sitting now.
Yep, that's the one.
I think we're using 5-gallon buckets as our table, maybe a piece of
sheetrock.
Sheetrock, that's what it was.
Piece of sheetrock over a 5-gallon bucket.
And doing yard beers and
working beer series. Yeah, that was I enjoyed that. We did 5 episodes where it was just the beers we was killing while I was down here, and it was stuff like Miller Lite and Coors Light and
the Beast.
Just stuff PBR. That we just was drinking on a daily basis while I was down here working on sheetrock. I love that series. I kind of want to keep doing it to the point I actually saved that banner in the Creative Cloud because I keep thinking we're going to go back and do it again.
I might put Merle Haggard's Working Man on that and just turn off the monetization.
Okay. We'll have to because we're definitely. You're still guys going to get. You guys are still going to get commercials.
Yes, copyright claims for sure on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you guys will still get commercials. We just don't get paid for it anymore.
All right.
Which I should say, if you guys did notice that, again, we did finally turn on our monetization because we found out we was getting commercials put on there regardless.
Yeah.
And if that's going to happen, our whole point was to never have to do that. But since that apparently is not something we can avoid, then we figured we might as well get paid for it, and that's what we're doing. And incidentally, it makes us like what, $40-ish?
Yeah.
So it's a bottle of whiskey. So
yeah, we get between $40 and $60 a month right now is where we're at. And we will spend it on liquor, of course.
Of course.
There's no responsibility here. No, of course not.
All right, I've got one other episode I want to throw in there.
What do you got?
This actually ended up being one of our more watched episodes, and I guess I see why, because I thought it was super fun. Mm-hmm. I was really, really into it. I was really interested in it.
I bet I know what you're talking about. Do we have a guest?
We did have a guest.
Physics.
Physics.
With Jeremy.
Physics episode was one of the most fun things we did all year because it was just kind of this little interest science thing we did. Well, it's not science, but we did poured it in the physics. It's science. So, anyways, we did that, and I thought it was a blast. It was fun. It was fun to get to kind of mess with the thing. It was fun to have something else on the show. That was one of my favorite episodes. Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
I got a cocktail smoker recently, so we may have to start doing some more cocktail and beer equipment.
I got a new pipe. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, I think so. Actually,
if I pour dash fire down in the pipe, is that how it?
Just turn the glass upside down over your pipe.
Yeah.
Smoke it for a little bit. Yeah.
Look like one of them things they have for Red Bull and yeah.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else?
No, I think that was it. Do you have anything?
I don't know. I'm excited for 2022. We've got some really cool stuff in the can that I can't wait to share with you guys. Some just mind-blowing liquor that we've had. So that's
good stuff back
on its way. And until next time.
I don't get to say what I was thankful for?
No, go for it.
Okay.
You always try to mess me up.
We got new beer and liquor on the shelf, and we're really glad we have it back here, and it's going to be good, and you guys will like it.
A new what?
Liquor. Beer.
A new what?
There's new liquor and beer.
Okay.
It's the same thing you said.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for all your support. We really appreciate you. We could do it without you. We'd be really freaking boring and if nobody was watching at all.
Plus, I just flat wouldn't fucking get it. I'd miss all my lines, all my cues, and for no reason.
For no reason.
All right. Until next time.
Whether it's the year you are enjoying,
the food you're eating,
clothes you're wearing,
or the people you're meeting, grab a buddy and try something new.
22, guys.